Are you ready? Are you ready, ready? Are you ready for the football? A Monday night party. Hey, this is rockin' random ain't ready to get the good time started. We got the teams on the field and we turned up the lights. All my rowdy friends are back for Monday night time.
Good evening for Madison Community Television and Daniel Hand High School Tiger Football. This is Kent Sprague with Jerry Johnson and Jim Kingsley on the camera tonight, bringing you Game 3 of the 1992 season from Palmer Field in Middletown, Connecticut. Daniel Hand playing Xavier. Tonight will be the third game of the season for Hand. They have won their first two against East Lyme and Foreign of Milford, and they take on the winless Xavier team in Middletown tonight. Jerry, welcome to the third game of the season. What do you know about Xavier?
Well, thanks, Kate. It's great to be here. We were here 2 years ago, if you recall, and Hand won the game 12-7 in a tough-fought battle. And the difference in that game was a punt return for a touchdown by, I believe, Guinapero. It's time for the national anthem. We'll break and come back after the national anthem.
All right, we're about ready to get underway very shortly. As you were starting to say about Xavier before the national anthem.
Well, they're a good, solid team. Their record is 0-2, but it's really not indicative of their play. They're probably one of the best 0-2 teams in the state. They've lost to the Maloney Spartans of Meriden and also the Southington Blue Devils of Southington, and they really should have beaten Southington. They've got 69 players on this squad, and when you get those kinds of numbers, you're definitely going to find some kids with size, and you're going to find some good skill position players. Tonight, let's watch for a couple of players. Number 11 is their number one receiver. They have a good sophomore quarterback and also a good sophomore tailback. They run the I formation very similar to the Hands offensive formation, and both teams are very similar from the standpoint of having a winning tradition. Xavier most recently has not had the winning tradition that Hand has, so we're looking for a real tough-fought game tonight, Kent.
We're about ready to begin this game. Xavier will kick off to Hand. Back in deep receiving position is Eric Hamill, and Sean Lynch, who takes the ball on the 6-yard line, brings it right up the middle for return. Good return up to 30. He's breaking open, and finally he's going to be dragged down near midfield, about the 48-yard line. Good return.
Well, we almost had shades of 2 years ago, Kent, when we saw a punt return for a touchdown. Sean Lynch is doing a great job this year. We have some statistics from the first two games, and through the course of this game tonight, we'll try to relay some of those statistics to you.
So Daniel Hand takes over at the 49-yard line. An excellent return right up the middle by Sean Lynch. And a quarterback to start the game is Matt Gentile. Running out of the familiar I formation, Scott Gumkowski crosses midfield, gains about 1.5 yards. That's all. So in the backfield for Hand at the tailback position is Scott Gumkowski, who has had 2 games over 100 yards rushing.
That's right. He's had 42 carries for 215 yards for a rushing average of 5.1, which is good in anybody's book.
And at the fullback blocking position is Chris Dorez. Matt Gentile over center, pitches to the right to Gumkowski, and gains about 1 yard, and that's all. Not much on the right side.
You can't tell anything about the tempo of a game on the first 2 plays, but as we said at the onset of this telecast, Xavier is a very formidable team. Their 0-2 record does not really tell you how tough a team they really are. Hand is going to have to really dig down and put it to him tonight.
So third down and about 8 to go. Split wide to the left is Sean Lynch, and Matt Gentile calls a timeout before this play gets underway. He had Scott Hevesy in the flanker position on the right side. We will take a break and be back with the game very shortly. The timeout by Hand brings up a third and between 7 and 8 yards to go. Matt Gentile over center, in motion to the left is Hevesy, and looking long for Sean Lynch. It's batted in the air, batted up in the air twice, incomplete.
You know, that was great second effort by Sean Lynch. He's been doing a great job so far this year receiving Sean has picked up a couple of catches for 32 yards in the previous game. The game before that, he had 3 catches for 66 yards. So far, he has just about 100 yards for an average of 20 yards a catch.
So bringing up 4th down and almost 8. We'll bring up a punt for a hand. Sean Lynch in punt formation. Matt Gentile, the blocker up front. And Lynch gets it away, end over end. It'll bounce and roll. And picked up at about the 12, 13-yard line and dragged down. A very good tackle. Number 82 in on that tackle.
Acosta returned the punt.
I'm sorry, Jerry, but I don't have 82 on my roster. We'll have to figure out who the kid is that made the good tackle on the punt return.
He was our mystery man from the first game.
Xavier will take over 1st down. The ball spotted at about the 24.
For Xavier from its 24-yard line.
We will try to give defensive players for hand as we develop here. Hand off to the left side and an opening. The man gets a good carry for 7 or 8 yards.
Well, we're going to see tonight, Kent, that time they weren't in an I formation, but they ran a very similar play that they run off of that I formation. That's part of the weak side, and they also run part of the tight end where they have a lead blocker picking up the linebacker and the tailback breaking off of that block. That time it was very effective. They opened up a nice hole.
So about an 8.5-yard gain on the first play. Chris Dorez, captain, calls the defensive signals for hand. 2nd and short. Quarterback keeper around the left side, and he's going to get a 1st down and more. He's turned the corner. So he's got a long way to go. 2 men for a hand, finally bring him down. Flag comes in late after the play.
What a super effort by Ryan Dorez to make that saving touchdown tackle. He came from the near side of the field. He's got tremendous speed, Kent, because he caught that sophomore quarterback from behind who's got some good speed himself.
And the initial signal here is a holding call against Xavier on the long run. So they won't get it clear down to the 15-yard line, or the 10-yard line almost. It will come back.
Xavier will be penalized 15 yards.
Yeah, one of the things that hurt Hand against East Lyme was breakdowns on the corner, where some of the quick backs from East Lyme were able to secure that corner and get around the corner. One of the things that Hand has to do is be able to contain that end and stop these backs from getting the corner.
Connecticut plate CR.
So the holding call pushes it back to the 26-yard line, but it is a long run and a 1st down for Xavier. We're in the 1st quarter, 3 minutes left. 1st quarter, no score yet, and a man leaves early for Xavier. That should cost Xavier 5 yards.
Well, you can't be too much more blatant than that, kid. I think he went about two seconds ahead of the call.
Xavier will be penalized 5 yards for illegal procedure.
Well, at least we knew where the play was going to be run, right. Over left tackle.
Well, I think we can see already that Hand is in for a night tonight. Xavier's not going to roll over and let Hand and give Hand the game. Hand's going to have to earn it. They're capable of earning it. All they have to do is what they've done in the previous 2 games.
So a dead ball infraction, 5-yard penalty before the play started. 1st and 15 from the 31. Xavier, quarterback, rolling right, looking to throw, throwing right, complete pass down across the 20-yard line. Finally dragged down. Chris Dorez in on the tackle.
And he was pretty wide open. It looked like they were in zone coverage that time, Kent, and he was able to find an open spot towards the sideline. Made a good catch for a 1st down.
That's about a 15-yard gain, and it's close enough to measure for a 1st down. The clock continued to run there. They finally stopped it. Or they spotted it. That should be a 1st down.
It is a Xavier 1st down.
1st down for Xavier. At just outside the 15-yard line.
You know, this defensive unit is loaded with seniors, with Hand's coaching staff. These kids aren't going to let down. I think it's going to be very difficult for Xavier to be able to punch it in, because I think you're going to find the defense toughening up right now.
Xavier, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and in motion to the left. And quarterback rolling left, an option play. It's pitched to the tailback, and he gets a little yardage.
Acosta was the ball carrier.
Actually gained 4 or 5 yards down to about the 11. 12-yard line.
They were in a man-to-man offense that time, and no one had the pitch man. There were two defenders on the quarterback, and it allowed the pitch man to get the corner.
In the defensive line for hand, number 42, Greg Deaconcilius, is on the in position, and it's run right at Deaconcilius, who is in on the tackle. 68 is Joel Donnelly, defense. Rob DeZima is in the middle of the line.
One of the things Xavier likes to do is they like to run the option. They usually run a lead option. That time it wasn't a lead option, but they'll run the option and then they'll run a sprint out, making it look like an option for a short pass. I'd look for a sprint out pass.
So 3rd and 3 from about the 9-yard line, and Xavier calls a timeout.
Xavier takes timeout.
Resume play. Xavier called a timeout. It's 3rd down and 3 at the 9-yard line. Their first possession of the game. Quarterback sneaks right up the middle and gained a couple of yards.
I think they're short of the first down, Kent. It's going to bring up a 4th down and less than a yard.
4th and 1 for Xavier.
4th down, 1 yard.
And that ball looks like it's at about the 7-yard line. We're down close to 6 minutes left in the first quarter. We've finally been able to figure out how to read the scoreboard here, Jerry, around the goalpost. But a big 4th down and 1 for Xavier. And is going to try to stuff this play and get the ball back. The ball is not handled cleanly by the quarterback, but he's coming to the near side.
What a great job!
Meets the ball carrier, throws him back, and hand takes over.
You know, the initial hit, I believe, was made by Scott Hevesy, and then Tim Cunningham came in and cleaned him up. And it was a great job because the hand defensive line was slanting inside to stuff the middle, and the quarterback just bootlegged around the side. And many times when you're trying to stuff the middle, you can get the corner. A great job on the corner by Hevesy making the hit.
And Cunningham cleaned it up. The quarterback bobbled the ball coming away from center, and that play was slow developing, and it was stuffed for a yard loss. So a hand takes over deep in their own territory, and it's Chris Torres. He's got Rico, and he's got one man to beat, headed all the way to the end of the field, and the Ruger man will catch him finally inside the 30-yard line. Long run.
That's the way to open up your holes, Kent. That's a little bit different than the first series. Chris Torres, along with Scott Gumkowski, both of them are over 200 yards. Chris, over 2 games, has carried the ball 30 times for a total of 205 yards, which is 6.8 yards a carry. And you know, I might add that all of that yardage is right up the middle, and that's where he took it that time, right up the middle.
So Chris Torres carries the ball all the way to the 24-yard line. First down for a hand. And handed off to Greg Deaconcilius, who gains 2 or 3 yards, slanting right up the middle behind center and right guard. In the middle of that line for a hand are Andy Drennan at 1 guard position.
What we're seeing Xavier do on defense is they run a 50 with a monster, in essence 5 men up front, and they have a monster back that goes to the strong side of the field. Right now he's going to be going to the near side of the field.
2nd and 8 for hand. Gentile hands off to Deaconcilius, who is met by several players and carries it to almost to the 20.
One hand was doing that time was running off tackle away from Xavier's defensive strength, and there was a hole that opened up, but there were a couple of backers that came up very quick to make the play.
That will bring up 3rd down and about 5.
3rd down.
Right at the 20-yard line.
At the 20.
And we have 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter of this game. No score. Daniel Hand's 2nd possession. Hevesy in motion. Gentile rolling left and lofting it in the air for number 80 in the end zone. Incomplete pass. That's Peter McGrath in the end zone. Incomplete pass. He tried to lay it out and let McGrath run under it. Good coverage by Xavier.
What that is a timing pattern, and Matt's got a nice touch on the ball so far for 2 games. He has 9 completions with 25 attempts for 140 yards.
4th down for Hand. 4th about 5 at the 20. Scott Gumkowski at tailback. Gentile rolling right and throwing right.
He's open.
Complete pass. Sean Lynch inside the 5. That should be a first down for Hand. Goal to go. Sean Lynch on the right sideline at about the 5-yard line. Complete from Matt Gentile. There is a flag down.
I don't know where the flag is from. All right. It looks like it's against Xavier. At least that's what Matt's saying.
Holding call against Xavier will be refused. Gives Hand a first down just inside the 5.
Is declined.
Well, this is good that Hand's moving the ball early on in the game. Last week, Hand moved the ball, but they weren't able to punch it in the first half. They weren't able to score until the second half. What Hand has to do is not just move the ball, but they've got to go in and score. Right now, they're on the 5-yard line. They don't want to stall here. They've got 4 downs to get a touchdown.
4-yard line.
56, Andy Drennan is one of the guards. Tim Hevesy is center. It's handed off to Chris Dorez, and Dorez fights his way to about the 1 or 2.
Dorez wants the ball
He's short of the end zone, but he doesn't have very far to go.
But I tell you, when you're down inside the 5-yard line and you pick up 2/3 of that 5 yards close to the goal line, that's some tough running by Chris Dorez, because he was hit right in line of scrimmage and just didn't stop, just kept his legs pumping.
2 yards.
Ball is at the 2-yard line.
Up at 2.
Rob DeZima is at one guard position, and Rob Mason at a right tackle, and it's handed off this time to Gumkowski.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, and sliding over the right side.
Great job by the right offensive line. They opened up the hole, and Gumkowski punched it in. Super job.
Those were the linemen that I just mentioned, Rob Mason and Rob DeZima on that right side, who led the blocking, and Gumkowski took it in. So the score is 6-0 Hand with 2:43 left. First quarter, first score in the game. Try for the extra point by Sean Lynch. Matt Gentile's the holder.
Gentile will hold. Lynch will kick.
Good snap, good placement, and the kick is up. No good.
Kick is no good. The score remains.
The ball just kind of floated when it went up and did not quite get through the crossbar. So Daniel Hand leads 6-0. First quarter. Daniel Hand's first score of this game. They will kick off back to Xavier. Helped a great deal by the long run by Chris Dorez, who took it down to the 20. Jerry, I understand that that's the first extra point that Sean has missed in quite a string.
Yeah, our mystery statistician from Madison just told us that it's very possible Sean had a 22-in-a-row string of field goals.
So Sean kicks a low bouncer on the kickoff, picked up at the 29-yard line, and he's buried at the 35.
Well, it doesn't look pretty, but it's effective because you don't have a run back, and you get some good defense on that.
Deacon Silius and Cunningham in on the tackle. Also in on the coverage is Mark Gumkowski, Scott's younger brother,
For Xavier,
on the coverage
Robbins 36.
for Hand. So Xavier in their second position. The rest of the linemen in there, Mike Anderson, 76, is one of the linemen for Hand. Quarterback fake, and he's going long, lays it out, too long, incomplete pass. Coverage on the near side of the field was by Ryan Dorez, and Ryan let his man get behind him just a little bit, but the ball was well overthrown.
Yeah, the formation that Xavier is showing us is a little bit different than we normally see. A conventional eye will have the fullback right behind the quarterback and the tailback right behind the fullback, hence the eye. What we're seeing is a displaced eye where the fullback is lining up in between the guard and tackle.
Joel Donnelly and Tim Hevesy are a couple of the other linemen in on defense. It's 2nd down and 10 for Xavier. And a draw play up the middle. And a running play that takes it across the 40. He's still going to be about 5 yards short of a first down.
Now he's their sophomore running back, Kent, that does most of the ball carrying for the Xavier offense. And he's got some good speed.
He's not very big, but he looks like he's quick.
From the 41.
The linebackers for Hand are Chris Dorez and brother Ryan Dorez in the middle. Quarterback rolling left, looking to throw, and he's being chased, and he's caught in the backfield and thrown down.
That was a great job by Tom Malik. What Tom Malik did, as soon as he saw the play, he read the play, and he shot the gap, and he had enough speed to be able to catch that quick quarterback from behind. Great job by sophomore Tom Malik.
So Tom Malik ran down the quarterback for a loss, bring up 4th down and about 14. Xavier, punt formation, back to receive for a hand, our 22, Eric Hamill.
Ball to 10 yards on the play.
And 24, Tim Cunningham.
Xavier takes timeout.
And before we get this play off, Xavier takes their second timeout of the half.
Mr. Cameraman, are we looking at our famed tigresses right now? Well, they work hard all year long, too. It's one thing to work hard on the field, but, you know, they put in just about as many hours as the football players do, and I think that's a tribute to their effort as well.
And as well represented here tonight, they have a full band here, and they also probably have at least half of the fans in the stand. 4th down, punt formation for Xavier. And the punt is out. It's a low kick, will bounce and roll, and picked up by number 22 for hand, brings it back to about the 38. 22 is Eric Hamill.
Hamill returns the punt.
That was a good job by Eric, but boy, I tell you, that'll give coaches a heart attack, because there was a Xavier defender that was not more than a yard away from when he picked up that ball. All he had to do was miscue just a little bit, and that could have been trouble.
He did dodge the first man that came in to get him, and gained back a little bit. Daniel Hand takes over 1st down at the 38. And we're down to about a half a minute left in the first quarter. Daniel Hand leading 6-0 against Xavier of Middletown. Handed off to Chris Dorez up the middle and fights his way forward 2 yards to almost the 40.
You know, that was an interesting formation that Hand had that time, Kent. What Hand had was 2 wide receivers, one on the near side of the field, one on the far side of the field, and also 2 slots with a lone setback. Chris Dorez was the lone setback, and what they were doing was spreading out the Xavier defense in an effort to run up the middle. That time it didn't work, but it was a very interesting formation.
Yeah, Scott Gumkowski at tailback. That should run out the first quarter before they can get that play off.
First quarter score.
We will be back very shortly to begin quarter number 2 of the game against Xavier. Hand leading 6-0. In quarter number 2, Daniel Hand has a 2nd down and 8 from the 40-yard line. Matt Gentile rolling right, passing, complete pass to Chris Hevesy, who takes it out of bounds across midfield. 1st down Hand. Good-looking pass play.
That was a sprint out to the near side of the field, and what made that play work was great blocking on the corner. You had both backs, your fullback and tailback, just sealing off that corner, giving Matt Gentile enough time to be able to set up and throw the ball. Good job by the offensive line.
And Scott Hevesy would not go down right away. He used a bit of a straight arm on that. Hand comes out with 2 receivers, split to the left.
We're all spare and loved in football, you know, Ken.
And this is love, right? There's a man ripped the ball loose. Xavier was tackling the ball as Deacon Silius goes into the line. And recovered by Xavier.
I don't know, Ken, I may be a little prejudiced, but I think that was a very slow whistle, because I think his knee was down when the ball popped out. The ground didn't cause the fumble, but I believe his knee was down. Thereby, the ball should have been dead. But nevertheless, what Hand's defense has to do now is just get the ball back.
Greg Deacon Silius did not drop that ball. He had it ripped out. One man coming in to tackle the ball. So Xavier takes over at the 47-yard line. Strong right formation for Xavier, handed off right up the middle, and the ball carrier, the tailback, gets to midfield. About a 3-yard gain.
Pascal was the ball carrier. Gain of 3. 2nd and 7 at the 50-yard line.
On the corners for hand are Rob DeZima on the near corner, Tim Cunningham on the far corner on defense. Xavier, quarterback rolling right, looking to throw. He's being pursued and throws. Incomplete pass, out of bounds on the sideline.
The fellow pass was intended for Spector.
Coverage over there is Cunningham and Matt Gentile.
Well, that was pretty good coverage. He was open, but don't forget, you do have another defender on the field, and that defender is the sideline.
3rd down, 7 yards at the 50-yard line.
In for a hand at the linebacking positions are Chris Dorez and Tom Malik in the middle. The quarterback looking to throw again. Going across the middle, man wide open, complete pass. And tackle from behind by Cunningham.
That time, Hand's defense was in the zone, and that defender just did a hook right inside that crease of the zone, behind the backers and in front of your 3 deep.
Well, first down for Xavier.
For Xavier at Hand's 33-yard line.
Well, at the 33. And a draw play up the middle, and thrown out pretty well by Hand this time. Number 76, big lineman there, got down underneath that play. That's Mike Anderson.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 at the 32.
Second down and 9 for Xavier. Quick slant in to the left, or to the outside, near side of the field. Thrown out of bounds.
The fellow's pass is complete to Spector.
That's a difficult play to defend against Kemp because it happens so fast. What they do is they split a man wide out, and it's only a 2-drop and throw, so that they get the ball way outside the offense in an effort to be one-on-one and be able to break one.
So that's close enough to measure. We still haven't figured out who number 82 is, have we? Okay, we just figured out who number 82 is. That's Pete Lawler.
I think Pete is another sophomore, Ken, if I'm not mistaken.
Pete Lawler, okay, he's not listed.
He's a junior.
Junior. And he's playing defense for Hand all over the field.
1st and 10.
Pete's another guy who's no stranger to the gridiron field. He came up through the Youth Football League for several years prior to coming to the high school team.
First down for Xavier. And off to the right side, and the ball carrier bounces off one man and tackled low by Chris Dorez. Good tackle.
Well, they did have him in the backfield that time, Kemp, but they didn't wrap him up. You've got to hit him, and you've got to wrap him up and keep your legs driving. That time, nice initial pop, but he wasn't wrapped up. And a good back, if you don't wrap him up, he'll just bounce off you and keep going.
Gain of 4 yards.
Gain of 4 yards. The ball is just across the 20-yard line.
At the 20-yard line.
We are in the second quarter. Daniel Hand is continuing to lead 6-0, but Xavier's moving the ball. Quarterback is running to the right, finally pitches late, and that play is messed up.
Now that's the way you defend the option. You have a man designated to hit the quarterback, and another man who's on the pitch man. That time the quarterback was hit just as he released the ball, and as soon as the pitch man had the ball, there were 2 defenders right there for him. Great job defending that option.
Chris Dorez and Tim Cunningham were the 2 men that messed that play up for Xavier, and they were all over both the quarterback and the tailback, so he had no place to go. 3rd down and 8 for Xavier. Quarterback looking to throw, and he better get rid of it quickly.
Great pressure.
Great pressure, and he finally turns the corner over there and gets away from several players. Still on his feet, and quarterback finally gets down to the 15. That's going to be short of a first down, but he stayed up for quite a while.
That's too bad, too, because they had him right in the backfield.
We'll bring up 4th down and less than a yard, Jerry.
For a sophomore, number 11 for Xavier is very savvy. He's got good balance. He's got some good speed, and he was able to elude about 4 or 5 tacklers that time.
This is 4-down territory, but they need a yard to keep the ball.
At the 14-yard line.
4th down.
Well, last time they bootlegged around the side. Let's see what they do this time.
Quarterback is going to keep it right up the middle, and he did not gain much, but he didn't need very much either.
The ball carrier.
I think his lunge was enough to get it.
Quarterback keeper right over center.
It depends where they spot it. It looks like it's very close. I think they've got the first down.
They marked it far enough, it looks like, to give him a first down.
Official time for a measurement.
They will measure. And a first down by Xavier. First down for Xavier at about the 13.
1st and 10 for Xavier at the 13-yard line of hand.
So Xavier is seriously challenging the goal line one more time here, Jerry. They got turned back the first time.
Well, this is where your defense really digs in and gets tough. The old cliche is you bend, but you don't break.
And the receiver split wide each side of the field and a reverse. And it looks like it's being covered. Oh, the ball for he's going to score. It's going to be a touchdown for Xavier. But that play was hemmed up, but nobody got the ball carrier.
See, again, he wasn't wrapped up. Here was a case where the ball carrier ran into a stone wall. He wasn't wrapped up. He kept his balance, and he just reversed his field, went across the green, and there were no defenders on the other side of the field.
And did a good job of stopping it where it was originally aimed to go.
There was excellent pursuit, and what that pursuit did when he shifted field was because that pursuit carried to the far side of the field. There was no one to the near side.
So Xavier will try the extra point to try to take the lead in this game. Good snap, good kick. Kick is up and good. Xavier takes the lead, 7-6 over Daniel Hand with 6:57 left before halftime.
Well, as we said in the past, when they come back and answer your touchdown with a touchdown, they go ahead. Here's where the true character of a team comes out. Hand's been used to this situation. They've been behind and they've come back before, and I'm sure you're going to see Hand come back real strong as soon as they get the ball.
Back to Hand after scoring their first touchdown of this game to take a 1-point lead over Hand. It's a long kick and fielded on a bounce down near the 10-yard line and brought back across the 20 to about the 24. That's Eric Hamill returned the kick. Daniel Hand will take over with 6:51 left before halftime.
1st and 10 for Hand from his 24-yard line.
Matt Gentile in all the way at quarterback, Chris Torres at fullback, Scott Gumkowski at the tailback position. Handed off to Torres, first man through. Not much there, about a yard gain is all.
There's Torres with the ball carrier.
Well, the Xavier defense right now, Ken, is a little pumped up coming off of that touchdown, and what they were doing is just stuffing the middle. I don't think you're going to see anything different from the Hand offense. It's been working. The last drive was stalled by a fumble. I think you're going to see a bit of the same.
Peter McGrath split wide to the right. Gentile hands off to Gumkowski, who breaks a tackle or two, and he's up across the 30. Bring up third down at about 3 or 4.
That wasn't the usual toss that we see Hand run off tackle. That was a much quicker hitting play off tackle where they handed right off to Scott Gumkowski off tackle. And there was a nice hole.
Third down and about 3 yards to go. Ball at the 31. Sean Lynch split wide to the right. Scott Hevesy in motion. Gentile rolling right, looking to throw.
He's open
and complete
catch by Sean Lynch.
A beautiful catch inside the 30, down to about the 25-yard line. First down, Hand.
That's a super job by Sean Lynch. You know, he had 5 catches coming into this game for about 100 yards. He's had 2 catches tonight, and I would wager to guess that he's close to 100 yards on those 2 catches.
That was a beautiful throw also, Jerry. That ball was laid out very nice and softly over the defensive man. And Lynch ran right under it, cut the ball out on his fingertips, and kept going.
That's a good point. I don't think Sean even broke stride.
First down for Hand at the 25. Number 90, Mike Richards into the game for Hand.
Mike's been doing a good job picking up the slack for Derek Dene, who's been injured. I see Derek is not suited up today, but he's on the field, Kent, in his civvy clothes. So we hope all is well with him, and maybe we'll see him within a couple of games.
And also, we remember that Peter Clark, one of the anchors in the middle of the line, is out with his bad elbow. Daniel Hand, a first down. John Lynch to the right, Scott Hevesy to the left. Handed off to Scott Gumkowski. Pretty good hole. Breaks a tackle or two. And he made 4 or 5 yards out of very little.
That was a good job. Rob DeZima kicked out, and Mike Richards sealed off on the tackle and opened up a nice hole around the left side.
About a 4-yard gain to the 21. We're at 5 minutes left before halftime. Xavier leading Daniel Hand 7-6. Same formation. And the ball is kicked by Gentile. He breaks a tackle, heading to the 10. Inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line. First down.
That was a good job by Matt Gentile. If Matt didn't have the strength that he has, he would have been tackled right on the line of scrimmage. Matt broke the tackle and picked up another good 15 yards, Kent.
So Matt Gentile, an excellent play, and Xavier has a man coming up limping after that play. So we'll have a break in the action till they get a minute off.
To go for a Hand at the Xavier 7-yard line.
Back to action as a lineman for Xavier is helped off of the field. That's a first down for Hand at the 7-yard line. First and goal. Handed off to Scott Gumkowski, who takes it down to the 2 or 3.
Actually, that was a pretty good fake. What he did is he faked the Gumkowski and then sprinted around the end. That was Matt Gentile that carried the ball.
Matt kept the ball.
But that's okay, as long as he fakes the defensive out, too.
You're younger than I am, Jerry. Better eyes. I thought he'd handed it off. That was a good fake. The ball is spotted at the 4-yard line. Second down and goal from the 4-yard line. Gentile over center and handed off to Dorez, who blows his way to the 1.
1 yard line. 1 yard. Dorez was the ball carrier.
Well, this is fun football. Third and 1 to go. This is where it gets kind of fun.
You sound like an old lineman, Jerry.
Well, I guess I spent a little time there.
So they've got 2 cracks at getting it in from 1 yard out. 3.5 minutes left before halftime. A full house, strong right backfield. Power high to the right. And it's handed off to Gumkowski, who takes it in behind Chris Dorez and Greg Deacon-Silius.
And also great blocking by the right side of the offensive line. They pushed that whole defensive front back into the end zone, and the momentum of the 2 backs just drove them back where Scott Gumkowski landed about 5 yards into the end zone.
You must have really liked that, Jerry. I know you're an advocate of smash mouth football.
Oh, there's nothing like it.
And that was pure power to take that ball into the end zone. Daniel Hand gets the lead back.
As the Tigers do it best.
We will have a break in the action here with a timeout before the try for the extra point. Jerry, will they go for 2 here, being they didn't get their first one?
That's hard to say, Kent. It looks like they are going for 2. I don't see. I don't see the tee out on the field, so I think you're exactly right. No one wants to play for a tie. They're going to go for 2. They got some momentum. I think they're going to punch it in.
The score as it stands is 12-7 with the conversion try coming up. Sean Lynch, the kicker, is in the game, but he's in the game most of the time. Sean is going to come out wide as a receiver, so they will go for 2 on the conversion.
Lone setback is Chris Torres. They're spreading out that defense.
And Gumkowski in motion to the right, and the ball is tipped, but it's caught short of the end zone, and they will not get the extra point. Sean Lynch caught the ball, but it was tipped first. He had to come back to get it and could not get to the end zone. So the score remains 12-7. Daniel Hand has the lead back. The guy he was intended for at the beginning?
It was, but the ball was tipped.
Yeah, and Lynch had to come back to get it.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
All right, we're about ready to kick off again here. We were just discussing about that try for the 2-point conversion. The pass play was aimed at Sean Lynch. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage, knocked up in the air a little bit, and Sean had to come back out of the end zone to catch it. And at that point, his momentum was going the wrong way, and he was not able to get the 2 points. So Daniel Hand will kick off back to Xavier.
That's okay. Instead of 2 points, we'll just get the ball back and get another touchdown, Kent.
So Sean Lynch will kick off with a little bit of wind behind him. Beautiful night here tonight. And Lynch hits it low and hard, and it's going to hit and roll and roll and roll, and it's bobbled around and picked up at about the 11-yard line. The return man is heading up the middle, and finally he's cut down. Chris Torres also in there was number 12, Mark Gumkowski. He was the first man that made contact with the ball carrier. That was a little dangerous.
First and 10 for Xavier from its 33-yard line.
That return man only needed to get by one man there, really, and he had some clear sailing.
Well, that's right. The dangerous thing about it is when your coverage breaks down from the standpoint of losing your lane and they get bunched up, the back can break and find some open field.
First down for Xavier. Quarterback rolling right, looking to throw, and he's being pursued by Donnelly.
Oh, super job by Joel Donnelly.
Donnelly throws him for a long ball. Quarterback to the 21.
That really shows you speed and strength because he was able to get rid of that offensive man, get into the backfield, and pull the quarterback down. Super, super job by Joel.
Loss of 11 yards.
So that's an 11-yard loss. Joel Donnelly runs the quarterback down from behind. The ball is spotted actually between the 21 and 22. And we're down to 2 minutes left before halftime with Hand now leading 12-7.
Quarterback
draw up the middle. And quarterback bounces off a couple men. Finally wrapped up by Greg Deaconcilius.
You know, we've seen Xavier run a draw about 4 times so far tonight. That was the first time we saw a quarterback draw, but they like that draw play up the middle.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 17, 18 yards for Xavier, and Daniel Hand burns a timeout here to try to get the ball back before halftime. After that timeout by Hand to stop the clock, will bring up 3rd down and about 16 for Xavier, and Xavier's quarterback lays it up
interception
and almost intercepted by Lawler.
Well, that was a timing pattern where the quarterback just floated the ball up, but it was poor timing on the part of the quarterback and the receiver, and Peter Lawler was standing right under the ball.
The only person who had a chance to catch that was Lawler of Hand, and that'll bring up 4th and long, and they will get the ball back. The clock says 1:45 left before halftime. 4th and long. Xavier will punt back to Hand.
And Hand's going to pick up some good field position, Kent. They've got some time, and they don't have an awful lot of field to traverse.
Eric Hamill and Tim Cunningham are back to receive. Xavier takes a timeout before they get the kickoff. Back after the timeout by Xavier to figure out where they're going to kick it.
Hamill and Cunningham are deep.
Eric Hamill, Tim Cunningham. The
High snap.
And
it's blocked!
Blocked by number 80 for Hand and will be recovered inside the 5-yard line.
It's down about the 1-yard line, Kent. Great heads-up play.
That's Peter McGrath, number 80, who blocked the kick and knocked it clear back to the 2-yard line.
Another senior. This team is full of seniors this year, Kent.
You can see that one coming, Jerry. The snap was high. The punter had to go in the air to catch the ball. And by then, Peter McGrath was right in on the kick.
And that's experience because you want to go in front.
It's a power eye to the right again by Hand. And handed off to Gumkowski.
Touchdown.
Touchdown Hand on the first play after the block punt.
Well, that makes up for that misconversion, Kent. Instead of 2 points, now they've got 6.
So the clock was at 1:45 when the Xavier man went back to punt. And now the clock is at 1:30 and Hand has a touchdown.
That ball always takes funny bounces. It's not one of these wimpy round balls, you know.
Don Lynch in to try to kick. That one looks good. Flip the upright. That extends the lead to 19-7 with John Lynch's extra point.
Well, that score goes to the defense. That's not an offensive score. That's a defensive score. Good job by the Hand defense.
So with a minute and a half left in the first half, Daniel Hand with a 19-7 lead. Jerry, on that touchdown, Hand that power eye to the right. Everybody here knows that they're going to run it toward right guard, right tackle, and here it comes. Let's see you stop it. So far, Xavier has not stopped it on two.
Yeah, you're right. But you know, if you do something well and you execute it properly, it really doesn't matter if they know that it's coming. They executed it well. They've got some good people up front. They've got some strong backs in the backfield, and they run that play all the time when it's down to within 1 or 2 yards that they need, and they're very successful at it.
So Gumkowski carried the ball. Chris Dorez and Greg Deacon-Solius leading the blocking right ahead of it. So a minute and a half left. Hand kicking off back to Xavier. It's a low line drive, and it's fielded and dropped on about the 20 or the 18. And a good return back over the 30 to about the 33.
Returns the kickoff.
Xavier, first down. Jerry, would you expect Xavier to look long here in the short time left before half?
Yeah, with an 0-2 team, they're down by 2 touchdowns right now. They're going to try to open it up a little bit. So what the Hand defense has to do is give them a little cushion. Don't give up the big play. Let the clock work in their favor.
Xavier, one receiver to the right, 2 to the left, and it's handed off in the middle. There goes the flag up, and the ball carrier is still running. And Matt Gentile had him by the shirt tail. There was a flag thrown early at the line of scrimmage. That's normally against the offense, isn't it, Jerry?
Not necessarily. I'm hearing one of the Hand coaches say there's 12 men on the field. I don't know whether it's 12 for Xavier or 12 for Hand.
There's 12 men on the field for Hand, I guess. So
the indication is illegal participation against Hand, 12 men on the field.
And that's a big penalty, Kent. That's going to really give Xavier some excellent field position at midfield.
That takes the ball clear out to the 48, and we're down to 1 minute and 1 second left before halftime.
First and 10 for Xavier.
And again, what the Hand defense has to do is wrap up the ball carrier. That time the ball carrier was hit at the line of scrimmage, and he wasn't wrapped up.
In the deep secondary for Hand are Peter Lawler, Matt Gentile, Sean Lynch, and it's thrown out to the right. Complete pass, run down by Tim Cunningham, out of bounds, off the clock. Lawler and Cunningham push him out of bounds, but that's a good gain too. Another first down.
Now, a scouting report did say that number 11 is the receiver that they go to, so I would expect that they'll go to him with less than a minute left.
So the ball is down at the 38, but they're doing a good job also getting out of bounds, stopping the clock. 42 seconds left on the clock. Xavier looking to throw to the left. There's his man. Complete pass, and Hand's got this one surrounded. Inside the 30. Tackled by number 56. It was Andy Drennan and Matt Gentile. There are no timeouts left for Xavier, so the clock is running down to about 20 seconds. And thrown off to the left, out of bounds, incomplete pass. So the clock is stopped. 19 seconds showing on the clock.
And what was the key on that previous play, Kent, was the receiver, when he caught the ball, looked to run inside. And what he should have done was going to the sideline, because they just ran off about half the time that was on the clock. And that's why he had to throw it out of bounds.
All he saw inside was white shirts ahead of him, too. So it's third and about 1 at the 30-yard line, 19 seconds left. Xavier is out of timeouts. They're looking left sideline. Intercepted.
And he kept both feet in bounds. Great job by Sean.
Sean Lynch intercepts a ball and drags both feet in bounds.
And that also shows experience, because not only did he intercept the ball, but he had the savvy to know where the sideline is and keep both feet in bounds.
So that stops Xavier's quick march down the field with 14 seconds left before halftime. Hand gets the ball back. That pass was just overthrown, and Sean Lynch was watching it all the way. Matt Gentile over center, and he's just going to go back and kneel down. And that will be the last play of the first half of this game.
Gentile with the ball carrier.
Daniel Hand will take a lead in halftime, 19-7 against Xavier of Middletown.
And that was a good start tonight, Kent, for the Tigers, because last week they moved the ball up and down the field, and they weren't able to put it in the end zone. Tonight, they've moved the ball very well. They've been able to put it in the end zone, except for a couple of miscues. What they're going to have to do, though, is come back at the second half and really put it to Xavier, because Xavier's going to come out real tough in the second half.
On the west side of the field.
We will take a break from the football game until the second half, but we will show the Daniel Hand High School marching band and the flag girls and some of the halftime festivities. This is Kent Sprague with Jerry Johnson and Jim Kingsley on the camera tonight. Lynn Richards is the director. We will be back for the second half of this game after the halftime show with the band.
Behind the concession stand.
About ready to begin the second half of this game against Xavier. Xavier will get the ball first in the second half. Hand will kick off. Xavier will be going from right to left. Score is 19-7. Daniel Hand leading Xavier. Jerry, I thought that was a pretty good looking half of football that Hand played, and now the main job, I assume, is to keep doing more of the same.
Yeah, it was. They were having a little difficulty defensively, however. Coverage broke down a little bit that aided the Xavier passing attack. And also there was some sloppy tackling. I'm sure that there have been some adjustments made defensively, and also a few adjustments made offensively. I think offensively, Han did a great job, and you're right, just a little more of the same. A few adjustments defensively to shore up that defense, and I think Han's going to be looking at having a good second half.
So Daniel Han will kick off. I do notice, Jerry, that the wind has come up. It's a pretty stiff breeze right now, and Xavier is going into this wind for the third quarter, and they will have it with them in the fourth quarter. Sean Lynch has the ball teed up, 40-yard line, ready to kick off.
Sean ought to be able to put it over the heads of these guys staying on the 20-yard line.
That's right. Xavier has 2 men at about the 20. If he gets it past, it bounces over. That's going to go convert to the end zone. It'll be a touchback into the end zone. Xavier gets the ball at the 20.
And that starts Xavier in a hole, because in this league, starting at the 20, you've got 80 yards to go. That's a long way.
That's a long way to sustain a drive without making mistakes and losing a ball, isn't it?
Well, that's a good point. You know, I think the average in high school without a mistake is 10 plays. If you go more than 10 plays, there's going to be a mistake.
They can't get there in 10 plays unless they have a couple of long ones. So as we begin the third quarter, Xavier, first down at the 20. Hand off right up the middle, and a pretty good gain. He's got about 5 yards.
Gumkowski was the ball carrier.
Secondary for Han, Tim Cunningham, Matt Gentile up to make a tackle along with Tom Malik. Tom Malik is playing a lot in this game, Jerry.
Yes, he is, and he's doing a great job for a young sophomore. We're going to see a lot of him in years to come.
He has a very important position there, inside linebacker, right alongside Chris Dorez.
And you couldn't learn from a better person.
Another run up the middle, and this one is stacked up almost to the 30.
Gumkowski carries the ball.
It's going to be very close to a first down.
See, again, they made contact, Ken, on the line of scrimmage, and that back was able to break the arm tackle.
They're going to mark it a little bit short. It's going to be a couple feet short of a first down. Third down, one for Xavier. We're early third quarter. Daniel Han with 3 scores, leading 19-7. Xavier, third and short. Quarterback will probably keep it. No, he's handing off to the backfield man, and he's got the first down across the 30. Gained about 1.5 yards, and he needed about a half yard.
was the ball carrier. It is a Xavier first down. First and 10 from the 31.
Playing defense for Han on the near corner is Chris Holt. On the far corner is Tim Cunningham. The inside linebackers are Chris Dorez and Tom Malik. Up front are Mike Anderson, 76. I'll get the rest of them a little bit later. And that play is stopped immediately.
Was the ball carrier.
That was a great job by Mike Anderson.
That was Mike Anderson in on that tackle.
Who actually hit the ball carrier before he even had the handoff. There's a little miscue in the backfield between the quarterback and the tailback. Great job. Good penetration by the defensive line. That defensive line can get penetration like that and mess things up in the backfield. Xavier's going to have an awful long second half.
So a loss of about a half a yard on that play. Pass to the right sideline, complete pass, out of bounds. Pushed out of bounds by Tim Cunningham. Cole Donnelly is in the defensive line. Donnelly, Anderson, Hevesy, and Greg DeConcilius is the other one, I believe. That's the front 4
Third down,
for Han.
2 yards from the 39.
Third down and 3. Hand off to the near side, and the man's cutting around.
Got the corner.
He's got a first down, and he's being tackled by Matt Gentile. Gentile ran him down. First down for Xavier.
What he did that time, Ken, is he just poked inside, scooted outside, and that was just enough to get that defensive end to pull inside, and he was able to get the corner.
In the secondary for Han, Ryan Dorez, number 32. Number 82 on the far side is Peter Lawler, and Matt Gentile in the middle. So Cross buck this time and tackled by Joel Donnelly. Joel Donnelly met the linebacker in his own backfield. No gain there.
Tackle was made by Donnelly.
We will have a break in the action as Xavier man is slow to get up after that play. Zima is now in the corner. Quarterback straight back, looking to throw to the right side. Complete pass, and he's going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Good defensive play. Tim Cunningham over there.
Very good coverage. There was double coverage on him, and really there was no gain on the play because the ball was thrown right on the line of scrimmage.
Cunningham and Torres were both in the neighborhood. They're down and 9 for Xavier at the 44. Quarterback looking to throw to the right side. And they're going to give him a catch and a first down. That'll get him about 11 or 12 yards on that play. A first down for Xavier.
It is a Xavier first down at the hand 45-yard line.
Xavier, trailing by 12 points, is throwing the ball fairly regularly. Quarterback keeper right up the middle.
Fellow was the ball carrier.
That's a gain of 4 or 5 yards. Tackled by Tim Hevesy.
But with a 4-4 defense, Kent, you don't have a nose man. You don't have a man on the center. So it does leave a little opening if you can get good blocking up front for that quarterback sneak. They've used that quarterback sneak several times tonight.
Gained almost 5 yards, and the same play again. Quarterback is going for about another 4 yards. And that'll take it to about the 36.
They keep doing that, Ken. What they'll do is they could stay in the 4-4 and just slant inside, slant into the gaps, and that'll cut off that play.
Is that a called play in the huddle, Jerry, or does he just take it if he sees it there?
It could be either, but chances are it's called in the huddle.
So it'll bring up third and a short one. Quarterback this time hands off to the tailback, who's swinging left. He's got the first down, but not much more.
Carries the ball.
Covered over here by Greg DeConcilius, Matt Gentile.
Your first down.
First down for Xavier. They are moving the ball down to the 33.
And that's what you want to do offensively. Offensively, what you want to do is attack one area. That time they were attacking the middle. They want you to bunch up the middle so then they can punch it outside.
First and 10 for Xavier.
Xavier splits 2 men wide right, 1 to the left. And off to the tailback, and he goes through, and he's still moving. Good gain, all the way to the 20.
The ball carrier.
Again, there were about 3 or 4 hand defenders that had a hand on him and weren't able to bring him down.
Ryan Dorez had to come up from the secondary to make the tackle, clear at the 20. First down for Xavier.
At hand 20-yard line.
You said it takes 10 plays to get down the field. I think they've about used their 10, Jerry.
That must mean they're due for a miscue. And your defense, can create those miscues.
It's an official's timeout before the next play gets off.
One of the things Xavier's doing is they're controlling the ball and running off time on the clock. Of course, that's not what you want to do when you're down by 2 touchdowns.
They're down to only 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Down to the 20-yard line, first down. And off to the tailback, going to the left. He's got a room to run. Now he cuts it back and finally tackled by Chris Dorez. Ball is carried almost to the 10. That looks like it's within a yard of a first down. 9-yard gain.
1 at the 11.
Xavier moving the ball all the way down the field.
Well, we've seen the hand defense in the first half toughen up as soon as you get down inside that 15-yard line. Let's see if they can do the same this time.
They've taken the ball from the 20, so this has been a long drive already. And off the tailback again, cutting back, and he's aiming for the end zone. Still on his feet, goes to about the 5-yard line.
You know, maybe the tackle that time was one of his own offensive players. He ran right into the back of one of his offensive linemen. If that offensive lineman wasn't there and he didn't run into him, he would have had a touchdown.
And Tim Hevesy and Matt Gentile clean up the play, but it's a good game. Clear down to almost the 5-yard line. First and goal for Xavier.
I don't think you're going to find the hand coaching staff real happy with the tackling out there right now. Defense has got to do a better job of tackling.
Xavier, 2 men split left, 1 to the right, and hand off the tailback. He's got room to run. He's into the end zone. Touchdown for Xavier. So a good-looking long drive, Jerry, and that took more than 10 plays.
Yes, it was, and it was a very well conceived drive where they were going left and right. They were up the middle. They were off tackle, and a lot of it was number 18, their tailback, who did most of the work for them.
That brings the score to 19-13 with 4:42 left, third quarter, and the conversion try coming up for Xavier. Good snap, good kick, and the kick is up and good.
Well, that puts him
19-14.
That puts him within less than a touchdown, Kent.
The score is 10-19, Xavier 14.
So that was a long, methodical drive, started from the 20, 80 yards.
And can't afford to have those breakdowns on defense. What they've got to do is have a little more concentration, be a little more aggressive on defense, get some penetration, and after that initial hit, they've got to wrap them up.
Xavier set to kick off to hand. Back to receive are Sean Lynch and Eric Hamill.
And they're kicking into the wind, Kent.
It's a low kick and it'll bounce to Sean Lynch, who brings it across the 20. Back up across the 30 now to about the 33. Not bad field position. I know your answer to when the other team makes a long drive and scores on you, Jerry. You do the same back, and that's what you normally try to do.
That's right. That's what Hand's offense has to do. Hand's offense has done a great job tonight. What they've got to do is answer those 7 points of Xavier with a touchdown.
So it's a 5-point game. Middle of the third quarter. Hand off this time to Scott Gumkowski. Runs over one man, and now he's got more room to run. Outruns one man, breaks a tackle, still going down the sideline, and he may go all the way.
What a super run by Scott Gumkowski. There wasn't much of a hole. Scott put his shoulder down, ran right over that defensive end, and then sprinted down the sideline, showed good power, good speed for a touchdown. Great job by Scott.
So Scott Gumkowski broke a tackle and at the line of scrimmage, and then broke another one a little later and outran everybody.
Now, I guess that's what you do on your first play from scrimmage, coming off of a score by another team, Kent.
That's not a 10-play drive. Daniel Hand extends their lead now to 25-14. Sean Lynch in to try the conversion. Matt Gentile is the holder. The snap was bobbled a bit and placed down and kicked up. Good kick.
You know, that run by Scott Gumkowski was almost 70 yards, Kent. I would think that's pretty close to the longest play from scrimmage so far this year, isn't it?
It may very well be. I didn't realize Scott was that fast. I didn't really expect him to run away from 3 defensive players, but he did it. Now ran them all clear to the end zone. No flag. The score is extended now to 26-14 with 4 minutes, 9 seconds left in the third quarter.
The real key now, Ken, is for that defensive unit to gel a little bit and make some penetration and seal off those corners and not allow that number 18 as well as the quarterback to scamper around the corner.
Set to kick off. He has a wind behind him.
Acosta and Going are deep.
And as you said the last time, Jerry, the 2 deep men for Xavier really aren't very deep.
They really aren't.
15 and 20.
Sean's got a very strong leg. He's capable of kicking that ball very deep.
He bounced it over the head the last time, and if he gets a good bounce, he'll do it again. It's bobbled and down about the 11-yard line. Finally picked up, bobbled again, and snowed under inside the 15.
Yeah, that was very close to being a handball. He bobbled a couple of times. He was even bobbling it when he was hit.
That's right.
So he was very lucky to hold on to that ball. Good coverage by Hans defense.
Mike Richards is in on the cover. Number 12, Mark Gumkowski was in on the coverage.
You know, and Sean is placing that ball right in front of that receiver, and it's bouncing up, and it's a very, very difficult ball to handle.
First and 10 for Xavier from his
13-yard line for Xavier. Quarterback looking to throw a short one to the right side, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by hand. I didn't see who got it, Jerry.
That was number 24, I believe, by Tim Cunningham. Great job by Tim Cunningham on the corner.
A diving catch by Tim Cunningham on the first play of the scrimmage.
I think I've seen a little momentum shift here, Ken, since that last touchdown by Xavier. What do you think?
If Hand scores quickly here again, then we're not going to see Xavier drain it out quite so much. Daniel Hand has the ball at just outside the 15-yard line. Torres and Gumkowski in the backfield behind Gentile. That's Gumkowski, bounces off one man, still going.
Look out! Goodbye. Good night, Irene.
Touchdown on the first play. Scott Gumkowski is very difficult to bring down. He lowers his head and his shoulder, bounces, and keeps going.
Well, I'll tell you, that was the same play that he scored the touchdown on. It was just an off-tackle dive. Great hard running by Scott Gumkowski.
There were 2 Xavier men there ready to tackle him. He knocked them both over, and one of them is still lying on the field. So we will have a short break in the action until Xavier man gets off the field. The conversion tried by Sean Lynch after the touchdown run by Scott Gumkowski. Snap, good placement. Kick is up. Kick looks good. Sean Lynch kicks it through. 32-14. Daniel Hand leads. And Jerry, as near as we can recall in this game, we don't have all the stats, but we believe that that's 5 consecutive touchdowns by Scott Gumkowski. Do you remember anybody else that scored?
No, I think you're right, because the first couple of touchdowns was from a power I, where Scott was the tailback, and then he had those 2 consecutive first down plays from the line of scrimmage where he scored, that one long 70-yard gainer, and that touchdown we just saw just then. I think all the touchdowns have been by Scott Gumkowski.
He's having a super game. Those were not easy scores. He should have been tackled on that last one, but wasn't. So the score is extended to 32-14 with 3:22 left in the third quarter. Gumkowski is having one super game. Sean Lynch set to kick off. Another hard, low kick, and it's fielded on the fly at about the 14. Return right up the middle, and a good return Up over the 30 to about the 33.
Well, he had a seam that time, Kent, up the middle, but Matt Gentile closed it off and made the stop at the 35-yard line. It was a good thing because he could have gone all the way. He's got some good speed.
That were the two captains in on that tackle. Dorez and Gentile meant the ball carrier.
Well, if you're going to go to war, those aren't bad guys to have on your side.
I believe Matt Gentile's been lifting weights. He looks quite a bit bigger this year than he did last year, Jerry. He always has been a hard hitter on defense. Again, the tailback right up the middle, number 18.
Well, that's a good point. There was at least a dozen and a half of these kids all summer that lifted weights and worked out real hard. And what that did for them is it increased their speed, increased their stamina, increased their strength, and they're a much stronger and quicker team than they have been.
I might add that Matt Gentile is not just plays football. He's a guard in basketball, and he's an outfielder in baseball. So he plays at least 3 sports I know of. Xavier, quarterback keeper, rolling to the left, and not much room to run. Gain about a yard or 2. Tackled by Gentile and Greg DeConcilius on the near side of the field.
What that was, Kent, was an option. He had a tailback that was trailing, but it was defended very well, and the defense had some good movement.
3rd down, 4 at the 41-yard line.
Chris Holt is in to play corner on the near side. Tim Cunningham's on the far side. Lawler is covering a wide receiver on the far side of the field. Quarterback looking to throw, and wide open, complete, across the middle. And that brings the ball across the 50. Lawler makes the tackle. 1st down for Xavier.
Well, Lawler that time was giving him some cushion on the far side of the field, Kent. The receiver just drove down the field, turned around, and as soon as he turned around, the ball was there. Very difficult to defend against.
1st down for Xavier, across midfield to about the 47. They have a receiver wide each side, a man in the slot on the near side of the field. Pitch to the tailback, swinging left, and he's got a corner. Dragged down by Lawler. One-handed tackle over on the near side of the field. That looked like it was going to go for more yardage than it did.
Yeah, it did. If Peter hadn't made that tackle, I think he could have gone all the way.
I was watching the blocking on that kind of run. They have some people that come back and crack back on the blocking.
Please, ladies and gentlemen.
They're a very good team, Kent. They're 0-2 coming into this game, but they're a very, very good team. They've got a lot of players to choose from. They've got some speed. They've got some size. They're well coached.
Please, do not blow whistle. Thank you.
One of the announcers for Xavier told us before the game that their game against Southington, Xavier should have won that game. They were leading and let it get away from them.
And Southington is a good, solid football team. They have a great program.
And off the tailback again, swinging to the left, turning the corner, and slips down just inside the 40. Looks like it's a yard or so short of a 1st down. That will bring up 3rd and about 1.
There's still an awful lot of arm tackling going on out there, Kent. Number 18, he's very quick, and you really have to stick him hard and wrap him up.
So now the clock is running. We're inside of 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. This is a running play that stopped in bounds. It may be the last play of the quarter. 3rd and 1 for Xavier. And the tailback swinging to the left. He's got the 1st down. He's got a lot of yardage. And a good block, and he's heading for the end zone. Touchdown, Xavier, no flags.
And you know, Ken, all night long, Xavier has been able to catch the corner. The corners are not getting penetration. They're getting blocked inside, and they're opening up a seam on the corner, and the backs are exploiting that off tackle.
So the deep men for Xavier go down and do a good job of sealing off the defensive backs for hand. Xavier scores with 5 seconds left in the 3rd quarter to bring the score to 32-20.
And you know, at 32-20, your 4th quarter is a lot of time left, Kent.
This game isn't over yet, is it? We do have a timeout before the conversion try by Xavier. Xavier comes out to go for the conversion try, and it will be a 2-point try. They are not lined up to kick. Quarterback keeping the ball, rolling to the right, throwing it. It's tipped, and it's kept out of the end zone. I believe it was caught, but kept out of the end zone. So Daniel Hand turns back the conversion time, 32-20. With 5 seconds left in the third quarter.
Well, that puts the defensive hand back on the field, Ken, and they've got to do a better job than they have in a couple of these series. They've got to contain number 18. They've got to be able to not be soft on the corners, and they've got to get some penetration in the middle.
Off. Hamill and Link are deep.
Xavier set to kick off. They are kicking into the wind. Sean Lynch, Eric Hamill back to receive. It's a high, short one, and it's going to be fielded by Chris Torres, who brings it to the near sideline and brings it to the 2. That runs out the third quarter with Hand leading 32-20. They're inside of 2 touchdowns yet, Jerry, so we still got a football game here.
Well, there's a lot of time on the clock. Xavier is not going to let down and give this game to Hand. Hand has got to come back hard offensively, and they've got to stop these guys defensively.
We will be back shortly for the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, 52 points have been scored so far, Jerry. That's a pretty good score for defensive-minded teams like Xavier and Hand.
Well, it really is. I think you've seen some sloppy tackling on both defenses, and there's an awful lot of playing time left.
The one thing that I don't see is this game ending in a tie. There's a 12-point differential right now, but what that really means is 2 touchdowns can beat them, and they got a full quarter yet to play. Daniel Hand will start the fourth quarter with the ball at the 30.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see anything differently offensively. Hand's offense has done a pretty good job all night of being able to drive the ball down the field. Of course, it helps when you can score on the first play for scrimmage.
They got 70 yards to do it here. And the handoff is to Gumkowski, and there he goes around the right side, a long gainer. Finally pushed out of bounds at about the 43.
Little deja vu just going down the other side of the field.
So he took it from the 31 to the opposite 43, a pretty good run.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and that was good blocking up front, and it was a key block by Chris Torres that time. Gumkowski was not doing it on his own that time, not to take anything away from Scotty, but he had a great block by Chris Torres that opened up the hole.
We don't know how much yardage Gumkowski has, but I'm sure he's got his 100 yards tonight, maybe 200.
First and 10 for Hand at the 43
Hand off to Torres this time for a gainer up the middle and driving forward. Carries 2 or 3 people with him for another yard or 2.
I saw a lot of black shirts just sort of move down the field, and underneath the pile was Chris Torres.
He moved the whole pile about another 2 yards. Second down and 7.
Second and 7.
Sean Lynch split wide to the left. Everybody else in tight. Handed off to Torres. He's hit right at the line of scrimmage this time. No gain.
Torres carried the ball.
That'll bring up third down and 7.
I think what you're seeing right now is a little blitzing going on defensively on the part of Xavier. What Xavier's trying to do is make some things happen in the backfield. Of course, that can backfire on you because if you get through that front 8, then there's not much between you and Pater.
Hand needs over 7 yards here to keep their drive going. Gentile looking to throw, throwing down the middle, incomplete pass. Over on the right side were Scott Hevesy and Sean Lynch both. So that'll bring up 4th and long for him.
And I think what one of the reasons for the incompletion was there was so much pressure on the quarterback that time that the receivers weren't able to go their full route, and he had to release the ball a little prematurely.
So that brings up 4th and long. Daniel Hand in punt formation. The snapper is Tim Hevesy. The kicker, Sean Lynch. One man back to receive for Xavier at about the 10-yard line. Good snap and a good kick. And the ball is going to bounce, and a good kick. It's going to be stopped.
Oh, he brought it in the end zone.
Just into the end zone.
Punt goes into the end zone for a touchback.
That was Mike Burrell, who was trying to cover the ball at about the 1-yard line, but he couldn't quite stay out of the end zone with it.
Well, that was a great effort. His momentum when he jumped on the ball took him into the end zone.
So Xavier at the 20-yard line. 10.5 minutes left in this football game. Xavier's quarterback looking to throw to the right side. There's his man, complete, and out of bounds on the near side. Good game by Xavier, covered over here by number 32, who is Brian Doraz.
It is a Xavier first down.
You know, that was a heck of a punt that we just saw with good coverage. But you know, Sean has been averaging about 40 yards on every punt, and that time he was putting into the wind, Ken.
And a strong wind now. The wind has come up rather briskly. The wind is behind Xavier. Xavier handing off to the tailback, and not much there. It's covered right at the line of scrimmage. Number 76 is on top of the ball carrier, Mike Anderson.
Carried the ball.
Very quickly. Jerry, I don't know if you noticed, but the scoreboard, we just scored one more point while nobody was looking. It was a 12-point differential, and now the score is 33-20. I'm not quite sure what the proper score is.
Well, let's not tell anybody about that.
No gain on that last play. 2nd and 10 coming up. Quarterback looking to throw. Now he's coming out to run, and he is being met. Not tackled, brought to midfield. A flag is thrown in as the tackle is made by Chris Doraz. And Xavier does not like it, so it must be
I think it's a clipping penalty.
The only person around the ball carrier was Chris Doraz, who made a very clean low tackle, so it wasn't against him. That one will go against Xavier. The coaching staff at Xavier is not thrilled with that call. We haven't seen a signal yet as to exactly what it was.
Well, it's a 10-yard penalty, Ken.
Back to the 40. That will bring up 3rd and about 6.
Xavier is penalized 10 yards for illegal use of the hand.
Illegal use of the hand. Excuse me. They just turned over the marker. It's 2nd and 6. Quarterback looking to throw to the left side.
Wide
open over there. Coverage by Lawler up near midfield.
Oh, he just got it back to where it was. So they picked up the 10 yards that they had lost.
That should give them a first down. Xavier, a first down just short of midfield.
Well, that time they had two receivers to the far side of the field. I believe Hand was in his zone, and no one was covering that outside receiver.
Rob DeZima on the far side on the corner. Tim Cunningham near side. Lawler, Gentile in the deep secondary. Tim Hevesy runs that play down.
What a hit by Chris Doraz.
Chris Doraz came in to clean it up, but Tim Hevesy was keeping the quarterback deep and running right with him.
Tackle was made by Chris Doraz.
Excellent play
Loss of 3
by
yards.
Doraz
2nd
and
13
Hevesy.
at the 47.
That was a loss of about 3 yards. 2nd down and 13. Receivers split both sides of the field for Xavier. Quarterback straight back, looking to throw across the middle, complete pass, and tackled immediately there by number 56, Andy Drennan.
Civitello's pass.
A gain of about 8. We'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
Gain of 6. 3rd down, 7.
Well, here's where Hand has really got to toughen up on defense. They can't allow Xavier to continue to move down the field because there's still 8 minutes left.
3rd and long. They need to stop this play. It's overthrown, incomplete pass. And a flag comes in late for a late hit on the receiver.
Well, that's a big mistake. That's a big mistake because it's going to give Xavier first down with some good yards, because I believe that's going to be a 15-yard penalty, Ken.
Flag on the play.
The pass was overthrown and incomplete, but Peter Lawler came in and hit the receiver after the ball had gone by, so he'll get flagged. That will keep the drive going for Xavier.
Actually, I believe the call was on Matt Gentile.
Was it?
Yeah. That brings the ball down to the 31-yard line.
31-yard line and a first down.
And is penalized 15 yards for a personal foul. First and 10 for Xavier at the Ham 31.
Without that one, that would have brought up fourth and about 7. But a first down for Xavier down to 31. Quarterback draw to the tailback and tackle there by 78 Hevesy. And 56 Andy Drennan came in to help
by Tim Hevesy.
And Matt Gentile went out for that play, and I think Coach Filippone wanted to just settle him down a little bit because sometimes you can get a little frustrated and get a little overzealous. And what you've got to do this late in the game is keep your head.
Second and 8.
Gain of a couple yards. Second and 8 coming up at the 30. And it's a pass to the left side, complete. And tackled over on that side.
Pass is complete to Pace.
That's 76 in on the tackle, Mike Anderson.
And that's going to bring up a third down and about 3.5. And this is a very, very important play for this hand defense.
Here's another one. If they can stop this one, they're probably far enough down that they'll take 2 shots at it there, being behind.
Third down, 3.
Third and 3 for Xavier. And they'll run it up the middle. And it's very close to a first down.
Acosta was the ball carrier.
Depends on where they spot the ball.
Mike Anderson in on that tackle.
Looks like he's short of the first down, Ken. It's going to bring up a fourth and about 1.
Jerry, I've noticed that a couple of the first-year players for hand have been in a lot of plays this game. One of them is number 76 there, Mike Anderson. Tim Hevesy has played both ways and has been in on a lot of plays. There's some kids that have played very good football.
And you know, Tim Hevesy has been doing a great job of making some penetration and stringing that play out. That great hit that we saw by Chris Torres was really a result of Tim Hevesy stringing the play out and almost shielding the quarterback's eyes from Chris Torres.
Okay, the ball now is spotted between the 21 and 22. It's fourth down about 6 inches. So big quarterback may just go right up the middle with it this time. He's done that before. Both lines are bunched up in the middle.
Big mistake by Xavier, Kent. They went off sides, and that's going to bring it to 4th and 5.
So a lineman moved early.
Xavier is penalized 5 yards for illegal procedure.
They were so bunched up in there, they were all breathing on each other.
Now this is a whole new can of fish, Kent.
4th down and 5 for Xavier. That's a little bit easier to stop than 4th and less than a yard.
Yeah, I think that was 4th and about the length of thickness of a credit card.
And needs to stop this play to get the ball back. Quarterback rolling to the right, looking to throw. He's being contained, being rushed, and now there's a man back. Incomplete pass, coverage in the end zone down there by, didn't see who the man was, but he had good coverage. That's 82 Lawler.
There was good coverage, and I don't know if you noticed, Kent, but there was contact also from behind. But I guess they're assuming that it was incidental contact.
Well, actually, Peter Lawler probably had the best chance to catch that ball, and they did bump together as both of them went after it. So I think that's a good no call, actually. That turns the ball back to hand with 6 minutes, 18 seconds left at the 26-yard line. So here comes Gumkowski, and Gumkowski is running around the left side. He's got one man to beat. On the left sideline, inside the 10, and all the way down Gumkowski.
certainly puts Gumkowski over 200 yards for the day, and I wouldn't be surprised if that isn't a school record
Where was that ball
for number of touchdowns tonight.
Didn't they start that at about the inside the 25?
That was inside the 20, so that's about an 80-yard run.
That was close to 80 yards, and Scott Gumkowski turns on the speed. He may be setting a rushing record for Hand tonight, not only on number of yards, but also number of touchdowns. We think he's got 6 touchdowns tonight. The conversion try by Sean Lynch. Snap back, placement down, the kick looks good. And the kick is good. Sean Lynch puts it through and moves the score to 40-20.
Well, Kent, back in 1977, there were 6 touchdowns scored by Kenny Schweitzer against East Lyme. If I'm not mistaken, I think that ties Kenny Schweitzer's record of 6 touchdowns in a single game.
We better say that's unofficial because we don't have it written down, but neither you nor I can remember anybody but
now here's another interesting statistic. Back in '78, Curtin rushed for 260 yards against Morgan. Scott Gumkowski's got to be very close to that.
He is, if he hasn't beaten that, he's very close to it because he's had a couple of long ones tonight. Excellent game, career game by Scott Gumkowski. I said it earlier, Jerry, and I'll say it again. I didn't realize that he was that fast. He's
fast.
Outrun people on several of these.
Oh, that's a good point, Ken. He's fast. He's got great balance, and he's very, very strong.
I knew he was a tough kid, and he's run over some people also, but he's outrun some.
And you know, this late in the 4th quarter, that also shows excellent conditioning.
John Lynch hits it hard and low, and it's bobbled around at about the 20 and picked up. And the return is up the middle, and the man breaks through. He is going to be corralled. A flag comes in late at about the 42.
Well, I think what they're doing is it's a face mask. It really wasn't an intentional face mask, but the hand did catch the face mask.
So Xavier with the ball back. We have 5 minutes, 55 seconds left in this game, and Hand has now stretched the lead out to 20-40. And as you said, that call is a face mask call going against Hand on the tackle at the end of the play. And we'll move the ball down to the 41.
Hand is penalized 15 yards for grabbing the face mask. 1st and 10 for Xavier at the Hand 41.
Now Hand needs to slow them down and let the clock run. But Xavier looking to throw, the ball is tipped. And I believe that's Tim Hevesy that got a hand up.
It was either Hevesy or Mike Anderson. I didn't see who it was, but that's great defensive pass coverage when you can get your defensive linemen in there with their hands up and knock that ball down. There's no way you're going to have a completion.
In the defensive line are Tim Hevesy, 78, and number 76, Mike Anderson. Greg DeConcilius, 42. 2nd and 10 for Xavier. And looking long down the middle.
He's open.
And there's a man incomplete, knocked down by
Matt Gentile.
Matt Gentile. He did knock it in the air and looked for a second like the Xavier man might have a second try at it.
It's fortunate for Hand that ball was underthrown, because if that ball had been on the money, he did have a couple of steps offensively for Xavier.
That's the 41.
We'll try to get the rest of the defensive people for Hand who are in there. 58, Rob DeZima is in the game. Tim Cunningham is playing the other corner. 3rd and 10 coming up for Xavier. Throw to the right side complete. And tackle is missed by Cunningham. Run out of bounds and over a cheerleader.
But she bounces right back up in Tiger fashion.
Pass was complete to Tate.
That was one of the best hits I've seen from all night on the sideline there, Kent.
By the cheerleader?
By the cheerleader.
I noticed Peter Lawler went over to help her up, so we've got a gentleman playing football.
Well, he's a gentleman.
Sure. That was a good play by Xavier, and close to a first down. They will measure. I'll use the tape.
Official time for measurement.
Ken.
Fourth down.
That measurement came up about a foot short. One of the Flagman there lost his cap.
You know, with 5 minutes left, down by 3 touchdowns, he may not be going for just the first down. He's got 2 men wide to the far side of the field. He might be trying to punch it in the end zone right now.
So this is a fourth down, length of the football to go. They need the first down to keep their drive. Hand it off to the tailback, going to the left side. He's got room to run, and a good block on the left corner. And a long gainer again. Finally pushed out of bounds over there.
The ball carrier.
That's a good play, Jerry. They've made a lot of yardage on it.
Yes, they have. A good job by Matt Gentile getting over there and make the save. Lawler was also there.
First and 10 for Xavier at hand 17-yard line.
Ball at the 17. And the clock at this point says 5 minutes, 17 seconds. Hand is leading by 20 points. But Xavier's taking it down the field. And a run to the left side and drag down this time. Rob Zima, good tackle. Got a one-arm tackle there for a gain of a yard or so.
Gain of 2, second and 8 at the 15-yard line.
Chris Holt is playing the near side corner and Rob DeZima on the far side. Quarterback looking to throw toward the end zone. It's almost intercepted. Peter Lawler came in and knocked it down. Coverage also by Chris Holt backing up.
Civitello's pass was intended for Spector. Lawler defended on the play. Third down.
With that incompletion, Xavier has a third down and about 8. Ball at the 15. This is a pitch to the tailback. He's swinging wide to the left and almost tackled by Lawler, but the man cuts back.
Costa was the ball carrier.
Finally tackled there by Tim Hevesy. And Andy Drennan. Hevesy had to go a long way to come through over there to make the tackle, Jerry.
Number 18 is a very deceptive runner, and he's got great balance. I thought for sure that Lawler had him cold, and he was able to break the tackle.
That gives Xavier a first down just outside the 5-yard line, first and goal. I think they'll keep giving it to that tailback, Jerry. It's worked so far, but the quarterback keeps this time. The quarterback swinging to the left, and he is tackled.
Great job by Rob DeZima on the corner. It looked like the quarterback had some running room, and it closed down real fast. Good job by Rob DeZima.
DeZima and also Lawler came up, so the two of them had that play smelled out. I would rather see that quarterback try to make that corner than the tailback. He's not nearly as quick. A little bit of a loss on that. Ball's back out to about the 7. We're inside of 4 minutes to play.
Well, you got
the tailback, and he's going to the left side, and he is met at the 5.
Costa was the ball carrier.
That's Sean Lynch over there.
I was going to say you got your wish that time, Kent.
Sean Lynch and Chris Holt made the tackle that time at the 5-yard line, and the clock continues to run. We're down inside 3.5 minutes.
And goal to go from the 5.
Timeout, Xavier.
Xavier takes timeout.
Timeout, Xavier at the 5-yard line. Here, took a timeout. They've got a third down and goal at about the 5. And off the tailback swinging to the right side, and he's met by a couple players.
The ball carrier.
Bounced off of Chris Torres, takes it to about the 1. He's not in there yet.
And that's what you've got to have. You can't have tackles just by one defender. You've got to gang tackle and have some good pursuit. And that time, Hand backed up inside their own 10-yard line, had good pursuit.
This is a fourth down play, Jerry. They got to punch it in the end zone, or Hand gets it on this one.
At the 2.
There's to the tailback, and he's going to the left side, and scores. Xavier scores. The little tailback didn't get in by much, but he just got enough.
You know, that's a good tribute to the Xavier team, down by 3 touchdowns, and they didn't give up. They kept coming back, and and it really isn't that possible for them to win this game, but they're still coming back, which shows they have some pride.
We have 2:45 left in the game, and that will bring the score to 40-26 with the conversion try coming.
Victor will hold.
The kick is up.
Bartelli will
Kick
kick.
good.
The kick is
40-27 with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left.
27.
You would expect to see an onside kick here, wouldn't you, Jerry?
Yeah, I would think so, and it's not a high percentage play, so the odds are that Han will recover the ball. And this is what Han is going to be ready for. What they'll do is they'll put the guys up front that have good hands, anticipating an onside kick. They won't try to return the ball. They'll just try to recover the ball and sit on it, and then just run the clock out. And Han's been very successful at pounding the ball tackle to tackle, and they should be able to control the ball and run the timeout without Xavier even getting their hands on the ball again.
Up in that front line, anticipating an onside kick, are people who regularly handle the ball. Chris Dorez, Scott Hevesy, Sean Lynch, Peter Lawler, Tim Cunningham are the front line. Right behind them are Gumkowski, Deaconcilius. Can't get the rest of the numbers, but 2 men deep and everybody else bunched in the middle of the field. Number 12 is in there, Mark Gumkowski.
Now the ball has to go 10 yards, Kent, for it to be live. If Xavier recovers it before 10 yards, it's not an onside kick.
Here it comes. It's fumbled a little bit and finally covered down there. And good job of covering it by hand.
I think that was Matt Gentile that picked the ball up. No, it wasn't.
Cunningham.
Tim Cunningham. Good job by Tim Cunningham.
Did you notice on that play, Xavier came right out of their huddle and didn't try to catch Han, not looking for the kick. But Han has the ball back. They got 2.5 minutes left in this ball game, and they're leading 40-27. So now the job is to keep it on the ground, keep the clock moving, and don't lose it. And there goes Gumkowski again, a first down and more.
And he's still going.
He's got about 17, 18 yards on that play.
Yeah, that's putting him closer and closer to an individual record. That individual record for rushing in a single game is 260 yards, and that dates back to 1978.
So that gives Han a first down, clear down to the 44-yard line. And the clock running, 2 minutes left in this ball game. It was handed off this time to Chris Dorez. Dorez got both arms wrapped around it.
Dorez was the ball carrier.
Gained about a yard or two.
Gain of 2, second.
You know, while we have a little break here, Kent, next Friday we'll be away at Jonathan Law, and our next home game will be Friday, October 16th against Morgan at 7 o'clock. Strong field. I hope everybody will come down and see this Tiger team.
And it's a pretty good-looking team. They're 2-0 and aiming for 3 here. Chris Dorez pulls his way up the middle again.
And the Morgan game will be Han's only second home game, and Clinton always poses a tremendous threat to the Han Tigers. It's a big rivalry, and Han blew them out last year, and I'm sure that Morgan's going to be looking to avenge that loss this year.
We have a third down and about 4 coming up, but we're inside of a minute left in this ball game, and Gumkowski carries the ball, bulls into the line, is tackled short of the first down.
Gumkowski was the ball carrier.
That will bring up a 4th down for Han.
Timeout.
Timeout for Xavier.
As we eye the cheerleaders and the scoreboard, continuing with the schedule, Friday, October 23rd is Bunnell at home. After that, Saturday, October 31st is Notre Dame of Fairfield away. Friday, November 6th is Notre Dame of West Haven, which is a home game. Notre Dame of West Haven is considered the #1 team in Connecticut. That'll be a great game to see November 6th.
So with 4th down coming up, Matt Gentile is going to run the play and let the clock run. And it's pitched this time to Scott Gumkowski, who goes around the right side and looks like he may have the first down.
Gumkowski was the ball
We're down to
carrier.
40 seconds left in the football game.
After the Notre Dame game, Saturday, November 14th, is Stratford away. And then, of course, as is the tradition, Han will finish out the season at home Thanksgiving against Guilford, which is November 26th at 10:30 a.m.
And there, Scott Gumkowski carries for the first down. With the clock running, we're down to 30 seconds left in this game and a brand new first down, so they can just sit on it, kneel down one more time, and Han has got their third win of the season against Xavier. And Xavier put up a pretty good battle.
Yeah, they did, and they didn't let down. Han is the better team. I think they've got some good personnel, but I think it's also a tribute to the coaching staff.
Before that play gets off, with 8 seconds left on the clock, Han is going to get a delay of game penalty.
What they want to do, Ken, was just run the clock down as far as they could, take the 5-yard penalty, snap the ball, and that's the ball game.
So there'll be one more snap.
And tailback Scott Gumkowski carried the ball 15 times for 233 yards.
So this will be the last play of the game. And Matt Gentile kneels down and seals the victory for Han as the clock runs out. We just heard on the PA announcement that Scott Gumkowski has carried the ball 15 times for 233.
230 yards.
233 yards tonight, so he did not get the all-time rushing record in one game, but he sure got a lot. And he scored either 5 or 6 times.
And you know, most of that yardage was off tackle.
So Scott Gumkowski ran over people and he outran people and had a super game tonight, as did a lot of the linemen for Daniel Han. So this wraps up the third game of the season. Daniel Han, final score 40. Xavier of Middletown 27. This is Kent Sprague with Jerry Johnson, Jim Kingsley on the camera, Lynn Richards directing. We will see you next week in the game against Law of Milford. Good night.
High School, thank you for your attendance. And remind you that its next game is against Woonsocket, Rhode Island, in Rhode Island, next Saturday afternoon. Again, thanks for coming. Please drive carefully. Arrive home safely. Good night.
You didn't miss a beat. I haven't missed the first 2 games.